My name is Alex Harris. My website is alexdesigns.com. I'm a website designer focused on conversion rate optimization, A/B testing, and creating landing pages. I've been doing this now for over 10 years, and it's really has become a specialty of mine to not only create great web designs focused on improving your profit, but also building your email list and making more ROI from the advertising dollars that you're spending. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the presentation. Design tips to improve your email list. Why is this so important to really create your email list? It's because it's all about relationship marketing. You're building a consistent path for people to experience your brand. Because what happens on websites with everybody? Doesn't matter if you have the best website in the world, everybody is going to leave. So what you want to do is collect email addresses to really build your list over time. So I've done a lot of testing. I've done over 5,000 tests, thousands of landing pages. I've been testing almost every single day that I've been working on the internet for over 13, 14 years now. Lots of testing experience. And I had the testimonials really to prove it. I've done a lot of work with a lot of great experts online. This particular testimonial from Brian Eisberg. He's a marketing optimization expert, also a keynote speaker, and a best-selling author of some of my favorite books. He actually became a mentor to me over a period of time. But Brian said that I've been one of his secret weapons for many years. I also do a lot of work with e-commerce site owners, and this particular owner said that I helped her increase her conversion 5 times overall. I also do a lot of work with lead generation companies, and this particular person said that after 3 months, the conversion rate on his landing pages increased 5 times. So what happens in the conversion aspect? You know, in between someone searching in Google for a query and them arriving at your site, your WordPress site, your e-commerce site, your landing page, whatever it is, but in between all of that, there's experience, there's visitors, there's browsers, and you need to understand what those pains and problems are so you can connect the problem to the correct solution. During that time, there's going to be a lot of micro goals that you're going to be creating. Obvious one for traffic is that you want to get people to visit your website. But it doesn't matter how many people visit your website or how much traffic that you have if you're not able to convert any of that traffic into actually leads. So the first step in really creating all this is the opt-in process. The ability to have a lead magnet or something of value that people can obtain from you by entering in their email address. There's the theory of reciprocity. When you give away something, people are going to feel obligated to give you back something in return. So that's really the first step in this relationship process, is getting those opt-ins. After that is the ability to turn those opt-ins into qualified leads. There's a big difference between someone opting in and actually a qualified lead. An opt-in may be someone general looking for your information that you want to kind of tease over a period of time. A qualified lead is someone who may actually want to do business with you. Once they are a qualified lead, you want to turn those into qualified prospects and eventually the big enchilada, the conversion or the sale. So you need to not only have those conversion goals, but have micro goals in between that to really get people to experience your brand, improve your authority, and build credibility. So let's just jump right into it and look at some examples. This is a website that we worked on last year, and it's for a personal branding site, WordPress site, and we changed his whole site, but in particular his homepage, we added this main opt-in section at the very middle, direct above the fold. We clearly asked people to subscribe with their email address. This resulted in an increase of opt-ins of 35%. So obviously your homepage is going to be one of your most top traffic pages. So don't make it confusing. Make it as obvious as possible so they can opt into your list. Moving on, the next case study is for a podcast WordPress site. All we did was simply change up his header and his sidebar. We added the MailChimp widget to collect more email addresses, and also changed the buttons to make them really look like buttons so people can subscribe to his podcast. Because when people subscribe to your podcast, that's basically like them opting in as well. So doing just these small changes, the exact same information that he had, but just reorganizing it and using design, we increased the opt-ins by 25%. There's also the ability to add these overlays. Now these work really well, but you have to test them and you have to have a really good giveaway, a lead magnet. In my case, I give away free landing pages, and this has really increased my own email list by 20% per week by having this opt-in overlay, and this is done with Opt-in Monster. The next is the two-step opt-in, where you place it at the end of your blog post. This is an example from Pat Flynn's site, Smart Passive Income. At the end of each of his blog posts, he has this section, like what you've read, get started. As soon as you click on that, you now are presented with an opt-in overlay. This two-step process, I've actually implemented it on my own site as well, and it's dramatically increased the frequency of opt-ins I get per day. This is a great example that you can implement with many different strategies, but this way is done using the lead pages. Another example of doing this is showing the actual form at the end of your blog post. Example from Lewis Howes' website, another podcaster, but that at the end of each of his blog posts, he says, did you enjoy this podcast? Like what you've read so far, get access to my weekly tips. Getting people to interact right there at the end of the blog post will dramatically increase your opt-ins too. Let's look at some more examples. Another podcaster, Michael Hyatt, he has his own WordPress theme, but what I wanted to show you is that he's calling out logos of popular media outlets, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Forbes, Business Week, as social proof, showing that he's a credible source and that he's not going to scam you or steal your money in any way. How do people get these New York Times, Wall Street Journals on their site? You either can write a guest post or do PR, but that's kind of like the hard way. All you really need to do is use Google advertising, run a network display advertising, and run ads on the New York Times or Wall Street Journal. Then you can use these logos too, as seen on New York Times, Wall Street Journal. It's valid. You have advertised on those sites, so you can use those as social proof too. Another example, another podcaster, he shows his picture on his homepage because people like to work with people that they like. The more that you can relate to certain people, the more likely you have the option to do business with them. Chris Ducker shows his email opt-in form right there with a clear call to action. Join now for free. Picture of him, a couple bullets, not hard to read, and right below that, as featured in using social proof. Entrepreneur, Forbes, Startup Weekend, Blueprint Rise, etc. He's also segmenting his audience to his blog, speaking, and podcasts. That's a great way to distribute traffic across your site as well. So you can do this. All you need to do is figure out where people are going on your site, what people are interacting with, and then create ultimate value. What value can you give away so they want to opt into your list? This will double the frequency of your email list. So going from 1 or 2 opt-ins per day to 2 or 4 by implementing a popover, optimizing your homepage to include the email opt-in, putting the blog opt-in at the end of your blog post, and continuously trying to provide more value to your potential audience. I'm here to help you create your own conversion plan for your own website so you can increase your revenue and your leads as well. If you visit Master Website Conversions, you can learn about this course that I've documented. I've gone through one case study already, and now I'm working on the next case study. I'm also looking for people to work with that I can create case studies of your site. I want to turn your website into a selling machine. Get your own conversion plan today by visiting masterwebsiteconversions.com. Not only do I give you training and specific advice for your site, but I also give you 18 HTML responsive landing pages, a video website review specific for your website with actionable advice, and also give you free consulting and answer unlimited questions to help you improve your conversions as well.